Hello everyone, this is Math with Zanger. Welcome back to Unit 0, Pre-Calculus 0.2, Properties of Functions. In today's video, we will go over even and odd, increasing and decreasing, and transformations. 0.2.1, Even and odd. A function is called even if replacing x with negative x gives the exact same output. In other words, f negative x equal to fx. A function is called odd if replacing x with negative x gives the opposite output. In other words, f negative x equal to negative fx. Let's see some examples. On the left, we have fx equal to x squared. F negative x equal to negative x squared equal to x squared, which f negative x equal to fx. So this is an even function. And visually, the even function is symmetric about the y-axis. On the right, we have fx equal to x cubed. F negative x equal to negative x cubed, which is negative fx. So this is an odd function. Visually, the graph of an odd function is symmetric about the origin, which also means the graph should look the same if it rotates 180 degrees around the origin. 0.2.2, increasing or decreasing. Think of the graph from left to right. A function is increasing if as x gets bigger, the y value also gets bigger. A function is decreasing if as x gets bigger, the y value gets smaller. The key idea is increasing equal to left to right, the graph goes up. Decreasing is equal to left to right, the graph goes down. 0.2.3, transformation. Shifting graphs means moving the whole graph without changing its slope. For vertical shifts, we add or subtract outside the function, y equal to fx plus k. If k is positive, the graph moves up. If k is negative, the graph moves down. For horizontal shifts, the change happens inside the function, y equal to f bracket x plus h. If it is x plus h, the graph moves left. If it is x minus h, the graph moves right. So the simple rule is outside change equal to up or down, inside change equal to left or right, but opposite direction. Let's look some examples. hx equal to x squared plus 2 is just fx equal to x squared, shifted up 2 units. The parabola keeps the same, but its vertex moves from 0, 0 to 0, 2. On the right, gx equal to x minus 2 squared is just x squared shifted right 2 units. The vertex moves from 0, 0 to 2, 0. Let's talk about reflections, which means flipping a graph across an axis. The first rule is y equal negative fx. This reflects the graph across the x-axis. This means every y value becomes the opposite. So y equal to square root x becomes y equal to negative square root x. The blue graph flips downward and becomes the pink graph. The second rule is y equal to f negative x. This reflects the graph across the y-axis. This means every x value becomes the opposite. Points on the right side move to the left side. So y equal to square root x becomes y equal to square root negative x. The blue graph flips to the left and becomes the yellow graph. Easy way to remember is negative outside the graph, flip over the x-axis. Negative inside the graph, flip over the y-axis. That's everything for AP Pre-Calculus 0.2 Properties of Functions. Please follow for more.